things aren't as they seem, man. And when I look at Jesus in this moment, my soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch with me. My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will. He's saying, I feel something, I'm looking at something, but I'm not gonna trust what I feel in this moment because I know the Father has a much bigger plan going on, so I'm gonna trust to that. Even though it looks like, see, here's the beautiful part about this story. There's a lot of skeptics. If you're a skeptic and you're here, this is one of the reasons why a lot of your compadres actually trust the legitimacy of the Bible. Because, of course, if the New Testament was created by people and they were just making up stories about Jesus to make him look like a god, then here's what you never do. You never put this passage in there. What you do, if those of you who've seen Avengers, I don't know who's, well, probably the movie made $1 billion in 11 days. It was the fastest movie to make $1 billion. $1 billion in 11 days. If you've seen that movie, you have this, Thanos is without doubt, without weakness, he's a god. And if you're gonna present a god, you don't have him sit. I mean, Thanos, it was funny because in the movie, it's part one. I won't ruin anything for you, but it looks really bad for the Avengers by the end of the movie, okay? And there's nothing, Thanos is he's the bad guy. He's without, he doesn't have a weakness. He has ultimate power. Ultimate power. He can think things, he can change reality, he can pull moons down to destroy you. There's nothing you can do. And there's like Iron Man trying to like, meh, meh, you know, and he's like, get out of my face. And he just destroys everything in his path. He has ultimate power. And I remember because the movie's so bleak that by the end, some bad things go down. And Thanos is just kind of sitting there and he's still alive and he's still okay. And our theater was dead silent. My wife and I were watching it. And there's this little kid, he was probably like, 8 or 9 years old. And the whole theater is dead silent. Thanos is kind of sitting there having won, and you can kind of tell it's the end of the movie. And then you hear this little kid's voice. He just goes, "Wait, did he win?" Like he doesn't even have a category for it. And the whole theater just starts laughing, right, at the innocence of this kid. Because when you're trying to represent a God, he has to have ultimate power. He has to know all things, never doubt, face like a flint, doesn't even feel, he's just perfect. And so if the early church makes up Jesus, then delete this story because it's gonna confuse everybody. Because gods don't doubt, gods don't ask for another God, their father, to remove a mission from them at the last moment. You want the God to look heroic. You want them to look perfect. You want them to look like they never doubted for a second. And yet, scholars look at the New Testament and they go, this probably actually happened because the early church had no motivation to put this story in because all it does is make Jesus look weak. And he is weak. He's weak for us. And that's the point.